All right, we are live. Now I just need to post that we are live. But welcome to the Neon Space. This is actually not the Neon Space podcast. This is the Blockchain Blvd Podcast. Almost psyched myself out there for the intro.
This song sounds like some song I know, but I can't put my finger on it.
It sounds familiar because we've been listening to this playlist for a year and a half, but I don't know what that's like. It does sound a little bit like that bass line
Right?
Yeah, what do you got on the docket today? I feel like for the intro it'd be good if you started telling us what was happening.
Oh yeah. That's not a bad idea. What's I mean, today I wanted to look over the crypto market like usual, and then hop in on our 200 wax investments, see what we want to do with that. And then I wanted to show off kind of like a quick thing of how like an NFT is being used for like a bonding thing. I think is really interesting. Just as like a quick tease of like NFTs outside of like collecting and.
For wax news, the only really thing I got going on this week is Our Planet Open Alpha starts on Friday, and they have some like social engagements happening in the next couple days to promote Open Alpha launching. So I might go over some of that stuff, but otherwise, no Funko drop this week.
No, is that next week or is it? Are they like
There's one last week. They usually do maybe two a month.
Yeah, that's true.
So if there is a Funko drop, it'd be next week, I'd assume. But I haven't checked digital Funko to see what's. I don't think they've announced anything in the drop Discord yet.
I think. Which collection was it that just ended the redeeming cycle? That was Power Rangers, right?
Power Rangers just ended, the redeeming cycle, but that already means the prices dropped a while ago because they drop when the redemption tokens drop, not when the redeeming token cycle ends. Yeah. The redeeming token cycle ending would be if you want to buy a redemption token when it's no longer usable, I guess. But I don't know what the market is for that. And I checked and they're like still $80. So I was like, I'm not paying $80 for something that doesn't come with the redeemable Funko. So I don't think the prices immediately came down on that like they do for the legendary and Grail Funkos.
I feel like it's priced in. People know that the redeeming cycle ends.
Actually, we can look. They just announced today at 10:40 a.m. about 2 hours ago that DC Teen Titans Go and Funko will be the next Funko series.
Oh.
And it looks like they got like Robin on the pack, Titan Robot. I wonder what the redeemables will be.
Oh, Teen Titans Go. I think
Titan Robot looks pretty sick. Let's see if I can pull it up. Why not, since we're talking about it?
Right, I'm curious about it.
Digital Funko, that's what it is. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, Random King, Mono Suerte. Inadequate Mass is now obsessed with Vampire Survivors. It's pretty easy to get sucked in, especially when your character's not maxed, because you're just like, if I just upgrade the stat one more time, then I'll win. That's the only thing I've been missing from progressing to the end of the game. I definitely got into that. It actually does help when you upgrade all your stats. It's a lot easier to get to the 30 minute mark. I actually never watched Teen Titans, so this isn't really like a IP that I'm familiar with.
I like the
but it's obviously like, famous superhero stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Let's see which ones the redeemables are. Oh,
these are the redeemables. They got the robot, Aqualad. Yeah, I've never even heard of Aqualad.
With him, yeah.
Bumblebee? Isn't Bumblebee a Transformer?
What is these like the B characters?
Oh, thank you for the sub, Mahalo. We appreciate it.
What's up? I don't know.
Slade. Oh, there's Slade. That's what Random King was talking about.
Him I recognize. He's like a
Slade almost looks like Deadpool a little bit.
Right? Yeah, he's got
like
the
blue and red.
Half color.
And Freddy Funko. See, I've heard of this
Freddy
guy.
Funko.
This guy's now to me more famous than some of these characters just because I've been in the.
Yeah, it's also
Funko
Freddy
game.
Funko as Beast Boy, which is pretty cool. I feel like that's a cool Freddy.
Is his name Red Robin or just Robin and he's red? It's probably Robin and he's red, right? It's like,
Yeah, his name is, I think,
isn't that
just
a restaurant?
Robin.
You get fucking all you can eat
Red
fries
Robin,
if you buy this Funko.
Yeah, steak fries, baby. Was that still a thing at Red Robin? I wonder. I feel like that was a thing when we were like young, but they
I haven't
still do
eaten
the
at a Red
unlimited
Robin since I left Washington. Like, if it's not a place you go to in Los Angeles, there's better options to eat.
fries. That's true. Although they do have a pretty kick-ass like roast beef melt with like Swiss cheese and grilled onions. It's pretty good.
I just feel like you can go to somewhere like, like Cantor's and like, there's historical delis that serve sandwiches in Los Angeles if you're trying to
Yeah, that's true.
get that.
Although
might-
those that one historical place with the dip where it was like already like you didn't get a side of au jus to dip it yourself. It was like they just like poured it all over the sandwich. I didn't really like that. I prefer to dip it myself.
So Red Robin is a specific Robin. It's not just like a different outfit.
Okay, nice. I see.
He does look kind of like angrier. Like he's got a frowny face. I feel like Robin's usually pretty jovial and pretty happy. Yeah, I didn't watch the show, so I couldn't tell you the context of any of this.
I watched some of the Teen Titans show, but I don't remember like Red Robin or Bumblebee. So I guess I didn't pay close enough attention. Maybe I remember Beast Boy.
Robin's honestly the only character I know out of this entire because Robin is with Batman, but I don't know any of these other guys like Aqualad or
Yeah.
Bumblebee.
Yeah, I know the Teen Titans as like Robin, Beast Boy, Cyborg, Raven, and Starfire. I think.
My guess is they've already done a Teen Titans Funko drop, and these are like the other characters they haven't done yet. Sort of like when I think it was when Elf or like when some of these properties come to Wax, like we're new to Funko, so we're like, oh, this is a huge property, this will be cool. But it's like, oh no, they've already done like 3 drops for this property before. This is like the obscure stuff from this property.
Yeah, the B side.
Which is sort of what happens on Wax. Like our Matrix drop, that definitely was not like that was like the weirder Matrix characters that have not been done
that's
before,
true.
like the twins and stuff. The twins aren't like a main character from the Matrix. Like
No, but
they're a main character in
pretty cool.
the third movie or whatever, right? Like,
I think the second one.
were they in the second one?
Yeah, the third one was like, yeah, it didn't have any of those crazy characters from the second one. The second one had like the whole Merovingian stuff.
The second one, I just remember, isn't that the one where Agent Smith like multiplies a bajillion times?
That's the third one.
Oh, so I'm getting the second and the third one mixed up. I thought the third one was the second one.
Yeah, the third one's with like thousands of Agent Smiths, and in the end, it's like Neo versus like a whole city full of Agent Smiths, but it's all like it's like a one-on-one. Most of them are just watching.
I haven't seen those movies in forever.
Yeah, I saw them, but like multiple times. It's been.
I haven't watched
while,
the new
but-
one either.
Oh god, the new one was terrible.
I didn't really hear anything good about it. Like, not a single person was like, "I'm glad they made this movie." Like, everybody's like,
No.
"Yeah."
They
Kind of
also,
shit
like-
on like a franchise that I grew up loving.
They like recast. What was it like Morpheus? Like Morpheus was in it, but it was like a different actor, and like he looked completely different. It's just like, oh yeah, I have a new like avatar basically. It's just like
I
boo.
wonder if like Lawrence Fishburne turned that down, like, or they just didn't want to pay him or what.
I don't know. There's a bunch of weird shit like that. It just wasn't a good story either. I went to go see Avatar last night, and that was also like, I just didn't get it. It wasn't for me. I was
I've
like,
heard
this was
from
just-
almost everybody that the story is very mid, but it looks good. It's pretty much like literally the same thing as the first movie. They're like, it's like eye candy. It looks fantastic, but the story is just like, yeah, whatever. Like,
I just didn't understand the bad guy. Like the bad guy, it was just like the same bad guy from the first movie. Like
That one
the guy with like the scars on his face who fucking died in the first movie.
he comes back.
He comes back as an avatar. Apparently, they like sent his like mind.
Spoilers.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like I think the previews show him too, maybe, but I don't know. Yeah.
I just don't know anything about the movie. I don't know what's
It
what's out there and what
was
isn't.
really long, and I was really confused by like I don't know. I just didn't really get it. I was like, I don't know. There's a bunch of sequences that didn't really make sense to me.
I heard it's almost like a soft reboot. Like it's the same plot as the first movie.
Yeah, I don't know. It made no sense either why they were like hunting down people, and it's just like I didn't like the motivation didn't like track for me. It's just like in the first movie, I get it. Like they're coming after Jake because they need to mine the stuff that's underneath that tree.
The unobtainium.
Yeah, the unobtainium. But in this one, it's like that isn't part of the narrative. So it's just like, why are they still after this guy? Like, he's literally just like trying to run away and hide and like live his life. And they're like, we got to get him. Like, why? I don't know. That was weird. But looked really fucking cool. It's also just too long. Like, I don't know. I don't mind movies that are that long, but I feel like if you're going to the theater to see a movie that's like over 3 hours, they should have an intermission. Like, just give us like a 5-minute or 10-minute, like, you know, go screen black with, say, intermission at a moment where, like, you know, it's a nice act break or something. Let me go to the bathroom, you know? I don't know. 3 hours is too long. Yeah, let me go to the bathroom.
I feel like the movie's boring. You can just go to the bathroom whenever you want.
Yeah. I don't know. But that's like, then they should just cut it down. I don't know. It was a very strange movie, I thought. Like,
How it's doing in the box office at Avatar 2 box office.
I'll have to wait till more people see it, I guess.
It's made $2 billion.
Jesus. I mean, it looks fantastic, and it wasn't like a waste of time or something, I guess. I just didn't get like why people are into it. It's just the story was very I don't really know. I feel like none of the characters had like arcs that progressed. A lot of the stuff that was set up just doesn't resolve. I don't know. Like, it doesn't lead anywhere. Like, you have all these like characters who have these like kind of interesting plot points like brought up that then just like go nowhere. And then you have them like, you know, making connections with like the Water Tribe people, which doesn't culminate in anything. They're just like, I don't know. Like, where the fuck did they go at the end? The whole thing was weird.
I've heard Puss in Boots is really good. I've heard from everybody, skip Avatar, go see Puss in Boots. Puss in Boots is supposed to be like, I don't know, let's go see the Puss in Boots.
How many billions did Puss in Boots make?
Not the money, the ratings. It's got a 96% in Rotten Tomatoes. Puss in Boots 2. Avatar 2 has a 77. It's literally 20 points higher rated on Rotten Tomatoes. But yeah, I have not seen Puss in Boots 2, but I've heard.
I love Puss in Boots.
Everybody on the internet that said they've seen it is just like, that movie is fit. I've been seeing people like my filmmaker friends on Instagram are just like, go see Puss in Boots. This movie's crazy. It's like Paddington. When Paddington 2 came out, that movie's fucking amazing. I'd never even seen Paddington, and I watched it just because like it became a thing in like pop culture. Is like, oh yeah, I cried when I watched Paddington 2, and I was like, that movie can't be that good. And then I watched it, I was like, holy fuck, this movie is really good, even though it's a children's movie.
Paddington 2. What movie is that where they're like talking about it?
I don't know. I feel like I've seen it in multiple though. It's not even like it's become a part of pop culture that it's just like a fantastic fucking movie. It's also because it's like it's unexpectedly good. It's like a little teddy bear walking around, and you're like, this is gonna be some kid shit. And it's like, oh no, this movie rocks.
Yeah, dude, for sure. He's still voiced by Antonio Banderas too, the Puss in Boots. And I saw Antonio Banderas recently-ish. I guess I recently saw this movie. It didn't come out that recently. But in the Uncharted movie with Tom Holland, Antonio Banderas was like the bad guy in that movie. Like, if you want to see him in a live action thing, that was the most recent one I can remember that I saw. With like Tom Holland plays, what is it, Drake from the Uncharted game. I don't know. That one got
the rapper. I was like, what?
Yeah, you know what? No, yeah, Uncharted. Drake, the like main character of Uncharted. I also liked this movie. I thought it was a fun like, what is it like? It's similar to, oh man, what's that one? The lady with the two guns. like a Tomb Raider style movie where it was just like a fun or like a national treasure, kind of like this treasure hunt movie. And I liked Tom Holland in it, but I also didn't like play the original, and so I wasn't like upset that people like who were upset at it were upset that Tom Holland was like they see him like high school kid because he's playing Spider-Man at the same time that this stuff came out. And Drake is not like a kid, so people were upset by the like portrayal of the character, and I think that part didn't bother me because I didn't have the like source material established for me. I thought it was a fun movie.
Looks like they think Avatar is going to be in the top 3 highest grossing movies of all time. And Cameron is now in 3 of the top 10 highest grossing films of all time. The first being Avatar at $2.8 billion, and the second being Titanic with $2.2 billion. And the Avatar is 2.0, but they think it'll pass 2.2.
Yeah.
And they think it'll be number 3 behind Avengers Endgame with $2.79 billion. So Avatar is still the best-selling film of all time.
Yeah.
That's crazy, though, the sequel. I mean, I guess it's not that crazy that the best-selling film of all time, people want to see the sequel because a shit ton of people saw the first one.
Yeah.
But I feel like most people didn't like the first one, so it's kind of crazy to me that the second one has so much hype. Because, like, I feel like the first one, the same thing happened where everybody's like, this is going to be crazy. And then it's just like, it was okay. Like the first movie wasn't even that good. It was just, like, crazy for the 3D at the time.
Yeah, the 3D at the time like blew up because in the wake of that whole Avatar, like, I mean, I liked the 3D too. I was a big fan of the whole like 3D movie scene, but the people have spoken and it's pretty much killed out here now. I mean, you could still go see Avatar in 3D, but even that, it's like, I like it.
We've been going for 20 minutes. I think we should get into our tech talk, and then we can kind of tail end. We can bookend this with a little bit of NFT talk, but
yeah, let's do it. I'm going to share my screen here. Let's start by looking at the crypto market because this week was fucking all over the place again. Here, I'm on the 4-hour right now. So last week when we were looking, had just kind of like started hitting our support level here around, what was it, 1530 or something. Yeah, this yellow line, and we're like expecting it to kind of be rejected here and retest the middle B bands, which it hasn't. It was rejected slightly and then pumped like lately. So what I'm thinking is it's probably going to keep ranging around for the next like 5 days or so until let me turn off until the FOMC meeting happens on, I think, Wednesday to Thursday next week. So when the Federal Reserve's like re-announce like its next inflation approach here, I'm sure we'll get a direction picked. For now, I think we're going to probably be stuck inside this range from what is it, topping off at 1750 and between 1550 and 1750 basically for Ethereum. But if we zoom out even further, it's interesting to see here on the weekly chart. I'm going to turn off these lines for a second. But you can see we're closing a week here above the middle B bands line, and usually that hasn't happened since the start of the like bear market. So each one of these candles right now represents a full week, and so we're flipping. We're flipping the middle B bands line here, which is a great indication for the end of a bear trend. So it's interesting to see this. I want to see how long, like, can we keep another week above? That would kind of like play into the narrative of a retest pump to the low here kind of area where we had our last major resistance when we first started the sell-off. So there is chatter and like support in the charts here for like a retest pump that's part of the bear market. So you'd get a pump almost all the way up. This is Ethereum to like 25. You could go like 25 to like 35, even if it was like in a range in between this range that it initially fell into when the market started to go bear. So in the wake of all the selling off that's happening, lots of liquidity leaving these markets, lots of like liquidity drying up, meaning it's now less money to move the price of assets because there's less money in these pools that needs to be moved at all. So it's possible to see this kind of like pump and then retest the lower levels and continue to make lower lows after. We got something like that last bull market too, which is a lot more clear in Bitcoin price. But you can see here where you had weeks closing below the middle line, a close above, and then a pump to like the lower level, or to the basically first range here. So you can see here where it first found support, all the way up to here where it was rejected and finally started moving down. That became the same range that this like retest pump inside that bear market closed out to, and then sold back off, this time not to the same lows, or maybe almost close to the same lows as before, but not quite. But that's kind of like a lot of people online at least are like looking for this kind of a pattern, or a repeating of the same pattern as last bear market. So I'm curious to keep an eye on this. Weekly now closing above the middle B band line gives us some early indication of like a trend reversal. So it weakens our resolve in the short basically positions that we had. And again, I think most of us, or at least me, and what I was saying to do was to close shorts if we closed above 1350. So I mean, most of my shorts got closed there. So that ended up being a great move considering we're sitting at 1600 now. But it's also not clear, are we going to sit here and now retest this middle B band line around 1350 again before bouncing up and moving on higher, or are we going to continue to fall back down like we have in the past? Whenever a candle closed above the middle line, we almost immediately sold back below it in the following week. So this week will be interesting to keep an eye on. I don't know if we'll fall all the way down, at least until we get the new FOMC meeting, which is like the 28th to 29th. So we'll know more, I think, then. But I do still think it's a little early to kind of call the bottom of a bear market, especially considering that the macro picture with the SPY is also not like, just this metric here really throws me off from kind of thinking that we're at the bottom, where we're seeing the on balance volume coming so low, as in the market value, like value trading within these markets, has dropped off so hard, while the price has not dropped off as hard as the last time we saw these values. So that just is a very bearish indicator, like overarching kind of the macro picture. And I expect that to play out, and the playing out of this kind of makes sense to me as far as the reality of what's happening in like industry, with the supply chains like having been shot to shit for a long time, with the cost of goods and inflation and all that stuff going up globally. I don't understand like why you would expect these prices to continue to make or retest the old highs when the game's changed quite a bit. So I think we're still seeing this massive indication of on balance volume selling off, while the price isn't really moving down with it. That is kind of giving me a macro picture that's very bearish. But we're also at the same time, and we're still looking at the weekly charts, by the way, at the same time, we are closing a week above the middle B bands line for the first time in a long time. And those kind of closes historically don't last very long, unless they are going to flip a trend. So it's a good indicator of a trend reversing, and we want to see what happens this week. Where's this week close happening? And if we're closing above the middle B bands line, that's a big help to the strength of our kind of resolve that maybe we are going to see a pump back up. And then that pump, I would start maybe making long positions here now, and then expect to take some profits from them once we hit these older levels up here on the chart here, which is like $35,000 for a Bitcoin, while right now we're at 23,000, so quite a ways up. So again, let's keep an eye on what happens this week. It's hard to say, but I think we're going to continue to range until like at least Wednesday, Thursday. So I don't know that we're going to keep dumping or if we are going to keep climbing. I still want to kind of like sit on the sidelines and wait to make a move until we get a more decisive direction. Something I do like to show off here, the indicator that Sid and I have made, it also doesn't get confused often, but if you you can see that it's printing a bull right now and just flipped to green here on the weekly, which these flips also aren't usually very short-lived. Like it's when you get a flip from red to green, it tends to flip and then keep cooking for a while here so I'm curious to see. I don't know, it's a little mixed signals right now. I think the broader picture shows kind of still bearish indicators, while the crypto markets do seem like they could be gearing up for a rally here, like a bear market rally. I'm not gonna call the end of the bear market yet, but I would say it's not impossible to see this market rally aggressively before then, readjusting to its course. I feel like part of that can also happen because we've had pretty aggressive sell-offs, and those have been kind of fueled by, the collapsing centralized exchange operations like FTX and Celsius and all these like big hedge funds around those. And so that, I think, gives us the lack of liquidity kind of space that we're in now, and the people who are still around trading these assets then have a lot more influence on the market and can influence a rally, I think, to get the retail investor to FOMO back in, and then like watch the asset continue to sell off as the rest of the macro market sell off. So basically the short version of this is, let's take away from this is the market's kind of sending us mixed signals. We are just now closing a week for the first time in a while above the middle Bollinger Band line, full week close above. And this, we kind of want to find a confirmation on this close by seeing a second week following here. So let's keep an eye on the chart basically, and maybe not take big swings until we get a little bit more confirmation. And then before we move on from the Ethereum and Bitcoin charts, I want to take a look at the wax charts too. So reset.
A lot of people have been curious. Wax seems to be outperforming Bitcoin these days, especially this weekend and last weekend. They were both pretty big pumps. Was that last weekend? Or was that last week?
Yeah, let's see. So this is the daily chart. Let's see. So it started pumping, I'd say once we hit this.
Yeah, that was last weekend.
Yeah, so it's January 23rd, last weekend. And this week just keeping its climb strong here back to its old, like the, what was it called? Like the bottom targets for the bear market that we had marked out months and months ago, around 8 cents, and then around 5-ish cents is where I was like looking to buy, and I bought some wax. And it looks like we kind of pushed a little bit below there, and then once we kind of recovered that as a support, we kind of are shooting up and closing the gap to the old level here. We've been rejected pretty hard, it looks like, on the old, like, or I guess the new resistance level here at 8 cents. But it also showing here on the on balance volume, you can see there's just money been pouring back into the wax market since the aggressive sell-off ended, and we first hit 8 cents all the way back in, what is that, May 2022. So you can see since May 2022, and we're looking at the Qcoin order book here. So since May 2022, Qcoin has seen a lot more value traded on its order book. And you can see that we're higher on this unbalanced volume now, but the price of wax is significantly lower. So last, when the OBV was this low, the price of wax was 20 cents or something. What is that? Oh, 12 cents. 12 cents, and we're at 7 cents right now. So almost twice as high. There's definitely a good amount of space between the support and resistance levels here, and that's also why you get such aggressive pumps. So like these two like levels that we had kind of like been tracking, we were not really ranging. I feel like we're just kind of flatlining with wax for a while following this the Bollinger Band lines down, basically closing days and days below. Let's actually go to a weekly and take a look at this a little closer. And you can see on the weekly also closing below the middle line. I'm going to remove these lines that we drew. closing below, and just now you can see on the weekly this week we are closing on or a little bit above this line. So we're also getting the preliminary like indications of maybe wax coming back into a bull trend here. And the reason why I think it outperforms Bitcoin and Ethereum is just because it has so much less liquidity and so much more upside potential on that, like because of that. You know, if like $100 million gets added to the Ethereum market, that can be absorbed without it noticing a price move at all, while $100 million into like the wax market would probably like quadruple the value of wax overnight, you know. So there's just a lot of these like smaller cap kind of like currencies out there that if they do catch a good like up like tick again, have a really aggressive upside. And as you can see, also really aggressive downside. I mean, we went from almost $1 down to like 5 cents. So just that volatility is kind of like par for the course here. But when we zoom out on the wax chart, you can see it's not looking so crazy like, oh, we're definitely like flipping a trend here. We're just barely for this week here making it close above the middle line. And it is noteworthy that that's happening, because if we go back, each one of these candles is a full week, and we haven't closed one of these weeks above the middle Bollinger Band line since we flipped below it all the way back in January 2022. So all the way back when wax was trading at 45 cents is when that line flipped to the resistance point on the weekly chart. And so seeing us breaking out above that right now here could be, again, like it's an early sign, but it's a little bit too early to kind of like make a call based on this. What we want to see is, you know, the next week closing here and not immediately pushing us back below this middle Bollinger Band line. Following this middle line is always kind of this line is a nice way to find like general long-term support and resistance for your chart if you're just using the B bands indicator. But yeah, so wax definitely having the last 3 weeks fantastic little run up, coming back from like 4 cents all the way almost to 8. So we're almost 100% up. And that's not super uncharacteristic of altcoins right now. So like if you look at, I don't know, I like CRV quite a bit. So CRV is also having a similar, you know, we went from 50 cents to $1.10. Like also getting those last 3 weeks, nice 100% spike. And then, you know, coins like Solana that got a big dump, definitely not.
What are all those like flags?
Let's see. These ones are, I don't know why this one's coming up for the Solana thing. Usually this will indicate like what, like some kind of deadline or some kind of like options call or whatever, like options expiring, or if there's a relevant meeting or something, it'll print some kind of flag on there. Like if I go to the SPY, you get like no flags, but this is like the dividend day when you get paid dividends for this asset. This will be like what was mentioned in the media about it. So I don't know why it's showing all these flags for Solana. Little red flags. I don't know. Solana, I've always been like, it's too centralized for my taste. I just keep track of what's happening with it because it's interesting to me. The other thing about Solana is that in the FTX bankruptcy filings, if you follow that kind of debacle, they have documents that show that FTX was effectively like double wrapping their Bitcoin into the Solana blockchain, which means that, you know, when you trade Bitcoin on chain on Solana, the Bitcoin, you know, when you want to turn that into actual Bitcoin again, the backing behind it isn't actually there, apparently, according to those documents. Not only had it already been stolen, but it's potentially double the amount. So it was already like 50% fabricated. At least that's my understanding of some of those documents. And not a surprise to me to see a bunch of like value dumping out of a network that's very centralized and you know, been rug pulled on by the institution that like funded it, which would be FTX. But yeah, so like I think it's a better looking at something like CRV or a lot of these other like small cap tokens right now. Although CRV is a pretty major crypto. but they're also like seeing 100% in the last like 3 weeks of price action. So that's not like super unique in the altcoin market right now. And we should expect to see, you know, aggressive volatility on assets like Wax, because Wax is, you know, a pretty fringe kind of unknown, like equivalent to a penny stock on the stock market. Like you could see it spike a crazy amount and then drop a crazy amount, which we've seen it drop a crazy amount. So, you know, spiking a crazy amount isn't outside of the realm of what what will happen. You know, all the pressure that gets built on the way up here to push us down. You know, when we get pushed down this hard for this long, there's a bunch of pressure built on the push upside as well, especially projects that have use cases and communities. And I think Wax definitely does. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. But again, let's keep a close eye on where we're closing for the week. The current week just started. So this candle that we're in just started drawing. So we want to know, is this candle going to close above this middle Bollinger Band line this week? And if it does, the following week, will that candle be able to hold that position and flip this Bollinger Band line to support? Meaning we'll, you know, use it as a support to bounce from here and move up higher. Or is it going to fail as support and be, you know, remain resistance, which we've seen for, you know, months and months and months already. So I think it's a little too early to call, but it's nice to know that, you know, we're starting to print a candle above the middle B band line on the weekly. And it's fun to see some green in our portfolios again after months and months of you know, devastating losses. So I'm definitely I was excited to see a nice pump in Wax. And I made a few adjustments to some of my Wax positions, placed some limit orders on Qcoin in case we pump up above like 8 cents or something. I have a limit sell so that it'll sell and I can, you know, maybe buy back cheaper if it retests. But we'll see how that all plays out.
Also, I want to say just from my own experience, people have been asking, they're like, because people ask me, they're like, should I buy now? Like, what does Max think? I get asked that on Telegram. And I always, I mean, I can't speak for you. I was like, I told them I haven't bought in back yet because like the point of TA is like to analyze data, and the data looks good right now, but you need more data for it to overturn the previous sets of data. So like we're basically waiting because this could be an indicator that we're getting into a bull run, but you won't know until Max just said like next week it has to do something, and the week after that it has to continue to do that. So like you need multiple weeks of evidence. So like TA isn't going to catch the bottom immediately because you won't know you're in a bull run until the data for multiple weeks prior has been in there. So like,
yeah,
like you're probably not going to catch the very bottom. And also like, if you do want to buy back in, like maybe just don't do it with your full spending amount, you know, like throttle your way in. Cause like there's a chance we keep going down and then this is just like a bull trap. So
yeah, so I had bought.
Won't really know until a couple of weeks from now. So like right now you're guessing. So if you're putting 100% of your money back into crypto right now, you're gambling. You're not like really investing, in my opinion. So
yeah, definitely not going 100% is always the move. Keeping capital for like the eventual like lower entry price is always great, but making these like red lines back in the day to kind of note where we're expecting floors for the bear market, I did have like some buy orders triggering at those places. So when we first hit 8 cents, I bought some. I didn't resell it, but I had been like using that to like yield farm and stuff on Wax. And then I did buy some more around 5 cents. And you know, we dropped to like 4 cents after that, 4.2 or whatever. But you know, using some of the like targets that you make as well, like where it's like, oh, these are like lower level targets. And the way we pulled these targets, by the way, was by looking here at the previous price like lows here. So where the price had bottomed out, I can't really get in because my Zoom scroll wheel sucks, but where the price had bottomed out before here, that's kind of where we were like, okay, we expect this to kind of be the floor of the bear market where it should bounce. And then the second floor, that was from a different chart where we could actually go a little bit further back than Qcoin. And that was like a previous low as well at 4 cents or 5 cents or whatever that was. But we had set this kind of limit expecting, okay, maybe we'll bounce here because we bounced here the last time we bounced like full on. That was the very bottom. And so once we hit that the first time, that was a decent place to like, you know, have a target to buy or to sell. Same with like right now, if we're climbing, so if we can climb all the way back up to the last time where we like, I guess this is more of an average, but last time we were around here, push this a little higher, kind of like to the top of this middle B-band line hill there is what I'm thinking. Hold on, let me grab this. So you could set yourself a little target around like 12 cents or something. So if you like buy and then sell some around there, and then if we come back down from here and stick into this range, great, I'll keep going. Otherwise, I didn't sell everything. So if we keep climbing from there and eventually get all the way back up into like the 20s and the 40, 50 cents range, like I'm still good, and I'm still like invested, but I've also taken some profits. Like a rule that I had followed for a long time that I mentioned, not really recently, but I mentioned a few times back in the day, was whenever an event's like a new position that I pick up makes a like a 200% climb, so it becomes worth 3 times what I put into it, I'll sell 1/3 of it, and that way I get back my principal, which I can now use to make a new move, and I'll still have 2 times that principal in value exposed to the asset should we continue to, climb. And the kind of idea behind that is that you don't want to necessarily sell all your winners, because your winners can keep winning, especially in like the crypto markets. I've noticed, like over the decade or so that I've been doing this now. Oh yeah, wow, 2013, it's been 10 years. The best move is not necessarily selling ones that do well to try to buy ones that maybe will do well. It ultimately, like, Bitcoin and Ethereum have done super well, while a lot of the other things have become obsolete and obscure and have no value at all. So not selling all of the winners is good, but taking profits is also basically required. So having a hard rule set where it's like, no matter what happens with the price, if you make it to 200%, I'm selling back my principal. So if I put in $100, it's worth $300. Okay, well, I'm selling $100 worth of that.
Can devs do something?
That's always a good rule. So keeping in mind that there is no strategy that like has you buying the bottom and selling the top. Buying at any price that you decide is a good price to buy at should also then come with the idea, at least, of what price will I sell some of this at. So if you are buying now at like 7 cents, you should be like, okay, well, let's say if we reach 14 cents or something, I'm going to sell half if that's what you decide to do. And then when we reach 14 cents, if we reach 14 cents, then you have to also follow through, because that becomes the really difficult challenge. Once you're sitting on like stacks of coins that suddenly are worth twice what you paid for them, it can feel like, oh, like if I sell it now, I'll miss out on that's that whole FOMO thing. So it's like, if we're investing, the idea is we have a plan and we have a strategy, and then we stick to the plan and strategy. As like simple as all that shit sounds, that is the difference between investing and gambling, in my opinion. Is, if you're investing, you have a plan and you're sticking to the plan. So even though, we hit 8 cents and I bought some here because that was part of my plan, and then we dumped from 8 cents all the way to 3, like that's a huge drop, like
I have overinvested by a lot.
And when we hit that, or when we hit like the 4 cents or 5 cents area, I was like, oh, I'm down so much, but the plan was to buy more at this level, so I bought more. So sticking with that, in the moment, it can feel kind of like you're making the wrong move, or you're throwing good money after bad money, or like all that stuff. And that's kind of like the discipline of trying to do trading successfully. It's like you made your plan, you're going to follow the plan and see it through to the end before you decide it is or isn't working. A lot of people fall into the trap of like, oh, I'll start by making a plan, and then like, oh, I suddenly like I'm up 5x or whatever, and my plan was to sell at 3x. It's like, oh, well, it's like, this is working so well, and like they get trapped in this kind of like mentality of like, I'm gonna live forever, I'm gonna make all the right decisions, and that's how you end up rolling
That's
over.
The diamond hand mentality is like, diamond hand mentality is how you never make money, because you never, like, you can't make money unless you sell. You also can't lose money unless you sell. But if you don't ever sell, you're not making or losing any money. You're just holding something.
Yeah, exactly. And then the
If you're trying to
value of
make
that
money,
stuff
you
is
do need to sell at some point.
yeah, because all the value of that stuff is just in your head until you know realize it and sell it into like put it into your bank account. So having that portion of the transaction just be in the front of your mind when you buy an asset, I think is a great like standard, like a good practice to follow.
I
So
also
like if
think
you're gonna oh yeah.
people saying diamond hands are just looking for exit liquidity. They don't want
Yeah.
you to take your liquidity out because they want to dump their liquidity into your holdings. So like, I don't know, you got to look at who's saying what and like, do you have access to their wallets? And like, I don't know, a lot of people are just trying to inflate their own bags as far as like advice
Yeah.
for crypto goes on the internet. So even with us, we always say not financial advice. Do your own
Yeah.
research, like see why people are motivated to be saying the things they're motivated. Like, are we telling you something inaccurate to benefit ourselves? What is our motivation? So, even with us,
Yeah.
be skeptical. Don't just fucking
Yeah.
take our word.
Definitely. That's the whole like thing I like about the crypto space is that you don't need to let somebody else be your custodian or like follow somebody's like you can look up exactly how much like short interest exists right now on a specific like perpetual lending protocol and see like oh how many people are leveraged long versus short or something like that. And like you don't have to trust people who are talking to you. Like I just show that off really quick. Like check GMX. I really like. I think IO is probably it. Yep. So if we go to launch app, here we can go to the dashboard of GMX and you can see there is $400 million in the liquidity pool. And currently $156 million are leveraged long. So people think the price of assets are going up who are making these positions. And $38 million is leveraged short. So dramatically more
It's a lot of money betting in
long.
both directions, though.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, but like it's like 4 times the amount of money is betting long right now versus short. So you can see of this pool, and this pool is consisting of these assets. So we got Ethereum and Bitcoin mostly. So 20% Bitcoin, 31% Ethereum, and then it's like 1% of some of these other ones, and then it's mostly stable coin in USDC. So it's like USDC, Ethereum, and Bitcoin mostly in these markets. And for those markets, currently we're looking at people expecting. It looks like more people betting long than short, and this is right fucking now. You're seeing the like real time of these market kind of things.
I heard one analysis that was basically like, way less money is moving through these markets than it should be. So basically what's happening right now is people are just liquidating people going long and short, and it's not actually like real
Yeah.
price action. It's just like a bunch of shenanigans. It's basically like one analysis I saw. I'm not smart enough to know if that's accurate or not, but I did see somebody say that.
Yeah, I think there's definitely, I mean, that's always the game. No matter how much money's in the market, the game is always traders going against each other, trying to liquidate each other, like trying to, drink your milkshake. And that's the whole like thing that is the value of, Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever is decided by this constant game of people like, playing chicken, putting in like orders and like buying each other out, selling to each other, and
There's also
trying
a
to like
lot of
balance this stuff.
automation involved in that game.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of you're competing. I feel like it's really just bots that like control the market, and you're like you do your guessing based on how the bots react to the market, because how the bots react to the market is moving more money than humans. So if you can predict what the bots are doing, that's sort of how you actually predict what's happening. At least from like,
it's
I don't know.
that's definitely like part of the like concept of TA in general is that like bots and algorithmic trading is done based on the data that we're looking at here. So
That's the part I
if
have
that
hard
yeah,
time
go on.
explaining to people, though. It's like they're like, yeah, but like humans don't trade based on numbers. I'm like, yeah, but you're not only trading against humans. There's a shit ton of bots trading on crypto. So like they actually 100% do their data on the same information that you're able to look at. So if you can process the
Yeah,
information the same as the bots, then you can like do the same thing they're doing. But
yeah.
do you think it's a good time to move into our 100 wax investment, or you still got more market notes?
I think this is a pretty good one. I guess the other thing I can show is that NFT thing, because that's kind of relevant to these type of markets.
Sure.
I think that's a really cool thing too. So here I want to show really quick. This is the way that like an NFT is being used in a DeFi protocol. This is called Gains. I've showed off Gains Network before. It's a perpetual like derivative marketplace where you can trade forex, stock, or crypto assets directly on the blockchain with leverage. And let's see if I go to like Arbitrum chain. Or I guess I don't need to sign in. I can just go to earn and volts and show off the thing I wanted to show off. So here, this is an interesting use of NFTs. I thought this was really interesting. So the way that this marketplace works in general is, you're taking your DAI, which is a stable coin like issued by the Maker protocol, Maker DAO. But you take your DAI, this whole protocol works on DAI and is counterparted with DAI. So you take DAI, like let's say 150, and you choose your leverage, and then you place an order, long or short. So it's market order right now, long, short. You can place your order and bet on, right now this is Bitcoin, but I could do like Apple stock while the market's open. I can do euros to US dollars. So this is Forex. So that's like currency exchange. So you can do all these different types of assets, but you're doing them all based on, a position DAI. And this position, then when you take the position on this blockchain, you're paying some fees, you're paying some interest for the leverage that you're buying. But if you're, correct and you make money, that money comes from a counterpart pool, which is, anyone can participate in. That pool is also what you're paying all your interest fees to. So then that pool, you could take just regular DAI and deposit into that pool to earn, a percentage. Let's see. I think it's relatively here. I guess if I sign in, it'll show up. But you can just, deposit DAI into this pool, 16 million in the pool right now. And it's paying, like 21% APY. So you could just deposit one DAI and you'd receive one GDAI, which represents the position in the pool. But the way that they're using NFTs that I think is really interesting. So here, like right now, one DAI would get me 98 GDAI, which is worth one DAI, but is, collecting those fees in real time. But I could do deposit with a delay. So this is almost like buying a bond. So I could take the same $1 and then pay it, but with a 30-day lockup fee. And then I would get a bonus of, a certain percentage. So if you're doing like, let's say a year, you get a 4% bonus. So if you're doing $100, you'd immediately get, $4 and, 19 cents or whatever added to your deposit. And then your deposit is locked within the NFT. So this is what you get for this deposit. You receive an NFT. The NFT allows you then to unlock this amount
whenever like a liquidity pool token.
Yeah. So yeah, basically the GDAI is the liquidity pool token, and then the NFT that you can get with a time lock would let you, unlock that token at the time that it's off. But you're getting a bonus on the front end, so you're earning, whatever this interest is, you're earning that on this deposit bonus the entire time that the deposit exists. The risk of a pool like this is that you are the counterpart to the trading happening on Gains Network, meaning that if traders on Gains Network make a bunch of wins, their wins come out of this pool. And so, if they win a bunch of like positions and are correct in their trading over and over and over again, then you can, lose value out of this pool. But over time, losses are covered by people who are losing versus not just the protocol. So historically speaking, that hasn't been like depleted, but it is a risk. It's just an interesting concept for using NFTs to basically, that's kind of like the takeaway I wanted for this like little overview, was like using an NFT to basically act as like a bond, where it's like, oh, I can put up my money, I receive, a bond, which is just this NFT. And then when the bonding period ends, like when this NFT matures, I can come back up here, go to unlock, and I'll see my NFT here, and I'll be able to like, just sign the transaction and get back my funds plus the interest.
It's almost like a backed NFT, but backed with a position that's changing value. Like if you could back your NFTs on Atomic Hub with liquidity pool positions.
Yeah, exactly. So it's exactly.
But then also, like, you couldn't burn them at any time or whatever, or I don't know exactly how the lock works. But like, if you could say, I'm going to back this asset for 75 days, and then after 75 days, you could claim like this token from my NFT. You could burn it.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be like that. That would be a
I
good
feel
way
like you could actually do that on wax pretty easily. Like they would
right?
just have to change the contract for make locked burns. Like this not locked burns, locked backed. Like this is backed, but it's locked as a back token for a vesting period that you could set as the backer.
Yeah,
And that would essentially just do exactly what this is on wax.
right. And I think this is a really cool use of NFTs too, where it's like, cool, you have this NFT, and yeah, just like Lewis is saying, so like if you spent the $100, it would get you, 98 of this token, and this would be backed to the NFT. That amount of token isn't changing; it's just the value of that token for what you can withdraw it as is changing. So it is literally just like you're getting an NFT that's backed by this token, and you can get a bonus in this token if you decide to add additional locking. So like, let's say if you do your $100 and then you could do like 1,000 days, you'd get like an 11% bonus right on the upfront here. I don't know if it lets you do that much, but I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. It's an interesting use for NFTs, and I haven't seen anything. And this is really straightforward, I feel like, as far as what is happening. So I thought I'd mention this. But yeah, let's
Inadequate
take a
Mass
look.
asked about the Chain Champs drop. I was actually going to go over that during the NFT section of our stream at the end of this, but I just want to throw that out there.
Yes.
That Chain Champs pack drop is live. They have large and small packs with like mystery NFTs in there. But I was going to maybe rip a pack. But again, let's do their 100 wax investment first, and then I want to do some R Planet news, and then we'll talk about Chain Champs as well.
Okay, yeah, good call. Let me get to the DeFi investment. So let's pivot here and take a look at the Wax blockchain where we have our 100 Wax invested. So Wax had a nice climb. So first thing, let's take a look at our hedge position where we're paired with US dollars. And we used to have about 100 Wax in here. I feel like we're going to see this has come down to 83 Wax in value now. So what's happening is as Wax climbs, we are selling
Buying
out
more
of
dollars.
our Wax and buying USDT. So you can see we're still below what we started with as far as USDT, but we're now at 41 Wax on the Wax side and $2.63 on the USDT side. So I'm still not convinced that like we're gonna break through 8 cents. 8 cents was kind of like my range for the like bear market here, and we're just retesting like we saw on the chart earlier. We're just retesting that range today, pretty much. This is the daily chart. We're also seeing that on the weekly. This week is the first week that we were closing. We're starting to at least form a candle above the middle B band line. We haven't closed just yet. So I'm not convinced that we are going to be able to do that. I hope we are, and I'm going to keep an eye on it. But I think for now, it's still prudent to keep this in here for now. I don't think we should add more to it or anything, but let's just leave this as it is. So we're keeping our 83 Wax in the Wax USDT pool, and that pool is on DeFi Box for now. Let's just see really quick what that pool is pulling in trading volume, like so 5% in APR. That's not bad. That's not amazing, but it's not bad. 5% on top of having it be our hedge, which is nice. It's nice to see us also being in the deepest pool. Top
Mono Suerte says he got mint 1 of the Chain Champs pack. Is that mint on demand, or is that are they pre-minted? Were you like the very first person to buy one? Because that's pretty cool.
That's super dope.
Pop and Stock also said he got a bunch of stuff. I thought I saw someone post. They're like, of course, Pop and Stock pulled this. They said you pulled something good. I don't know if it was a Ludi, maybe. I forget what it was, but I think somebody in the Atomic Kings was talking about. The packs are pre-minted. Oh, so you got a lucky pull. That's cool. Either way, a mint 1 pack. So, except kind of sucks because then you don't want to make.
Yeah, you can't open it now. Yeah. Let's take a look at the rest of our positions. So we've been sitting in the Wax Wombat pool with the rest of our Wax right now for this. Aside from the Wax that we have just sitting in honey, and I feel like we're just gonna leave that honey alone. We sold half of it and made all of our money back, so that's just house money at this point. So let's just let the honey sit there and earn us whatever it's gonna earn us, and we can check on that again.
I like honey as a token. I was talking about that yesterday in like one of the Wax telegrams. It's just like yeah, I don't know. Honey's just cool. I also like the CPU use case is useful. Like,
yeah, it definitely is.
Less so now that like Wax isn't as popular, but like I don't know. CPU used to be a real issue, especially when wax started to become like 50,
Yeah.
60 cents. It started to be the point where it's like you got to spend like $1,000 to be able to play a game. Like, I don't know. Like, so
Yeah. I
well,
think
certain games.
being able to just like boost your like your wax stake and doing it to anybody that you want is really cool. I like that as a utility. But here, let's just look at it really quick. Here's what it's done so far. I think let's just leave it alone. I like the honey token too. I think we'll keep getting our cut of all these like tokens, and I don't know. It's a nice thing to have in the
You know what
background.
Aqua is? Somebody said Aqua question mark.
Oh yeah,
Honey rewards tokens for drops on NFT Hive. So any collection that does a drop on NFT Hive, 1% of all their tokens go to honey stakers. So we don't necessarily know what Aqua is, but that just means somebody who owns the collection that has Aqua did a drop for Aqua on an NFT Hive and you got a cut of it. But you get a lot of, I mean, no
Yeah, you get a
offense to
lot.
anybody getting these tokens, a lot of shit coins. If I don't mean to be rude to the people who have these tokens, but a lot of these tokens are basically worth nothing. But it still is cool that you just get exposed to a bunch of different projects by staking one token.
Yeah, I do like that. And it's also like projects that are doing active drops in that token. So it's a relatively like it's collecting tokens from active like community participation, which is kind of cool. I don't know. I like this. I think let's leave this like we can keep this, and if it spikes up to like a crazy amount again one day in the future, we can trim our bag. But for now, I like just letting this sit here in the stake, earning all these shit coins. So you get some LFG token in here. Aqua, yeah, a little bit of that. I saw
K-Chat is from the Smelly Koala. SSN is, I think, is from Bitcoin Babes.
Oh yeah, yeah. SSN, I've seen that one, and they have decent liquidity in their pools too.
K-Chat is like K-Chat's like dust mining, but there's a guy named Smelly Koala on Telegram that talks about being smelly all the time. He's like, I'm such a smelly koala, be my smelly friend, and you can get K-Chat if you hang out with him.
There you go.
We don't do drops for Neon on NFT Hive, and if you want to know the reason for that, it's because Neon has a US dollar value. Well, technically, Neon has a US dollar value if you go through a couple hoops. You're not going to find the US dollar value. Actually, we are paired directly with US dollars on DeFi Box. You can find the US dollar value pretty easily. I don't know if the tax people could, but essentially, if we accept payments in Neon, you are paying us something at the US dollar value, and we're not trying to use Neon. So, like, you're paying us dollars that we'd have to pay taxes on, and we burn 100% of the Neon for all of our drops when we do Neon stuff. So like a blend, you don't send it to us. You send the Neon to a smart contract and it gets burned. It never touches a wallet that we own, so it is not taxable income. Whereas if we do drops for Neon, it's taxable income the second you buy or drop Neon. We have to pay taxes on the Neon, but we're not actually making money on the Neon because we don't dump our own token. So like it's bad. Like we'd just be losing money as a company if we're doing Neon sales because we can't make money off of selling Neon. But that is why you don't see Neon drops. It's not because we don't want you guys to be able to use Neon to buy stuff. It's because it's bad for taxes for us.
66 cents is the current coin rate for Neon in USDC.
I wish it didn't exist until we cash out. Taxes for us, we pay sales taxes on our drops. When we drop NFT packs for Wax, we pay sales tax when you purchase our packs from us. Like if you go buy a card pack, like if you went and bought a Pokemon pack from a store, you got to pay tax on that. We pay taxes on every purchase from us on Atomic Hub or an FT box or whatever. But we try to do everything above the board, which yes makes us a lot less money, but 5 years from now when these laws are solidified and they actually have the tools to track down the transactions on the blockchain, which don't really exist now. And it's like, yeah, it doesn't exist now, but they will come up with that stuff in the next 10 years. And they will be able to retroactively see everything you've ever done. It's a blockchain and nothing ever gets deleted. So we very much don't want to be doing shady things early days just because the regulation isn't there yet.
Yeah.
It's not even a tax avoidance necessarily. It is a tax avoidance, but more because the tax laws don't make sense than we're trying to yeah, it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
We're not making money off of this. That's the thing. Like blends do not make us money, not directly. So like us having to pay taxes on something that we're trying to burn doesn't make any fucking sense. And like what should happen is if we burn the tokens, that counts as a loss for what we accepted tokens for. So it should be a wash. It should be a zero. But like, I don't think there's laws for burning token. Like, I don't know if that counts as like like if burning a token counts as a loss, or if like
Ooh.
because we voluntarily did that, it doesn't count as a loss. So like until they figure out what the fucking laws are for burning tokens and like it's like that shit doesn't exist yet. We'd rather just do the thing that we know is not legally taxed, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Damn. We got some
But
NFTV.
we're not trying to
token.
not pay taxes. Is like tax avoidance makes me feel like we're doing something shady because we're trying to make ourselves more money. We're not. We're just not trying to lose money for nothing, which would be what happens if we like sell something where we don't actually make money on it.
Yeah.
I think that's
Except the
too long of a
currency for-
rant.
Let's see. I saw we also have some NFTV tokens. So that came from our salsa pool. So we wanted a little exposure to NFTV last week. We had like 5 or so wax that we wanted to use for that 5.5, I think. And so instead of buying into NFTV token last week and then like exposing ourselves to the potential downside price movement risk, we bought into Taco token and used that to farm. It was 200% APR. It's already down to 74. So without having to look yet, I feel like the price of NFTV token has probably dumped significantly since last week, and we did make the right call by not exposing our wax value directly to that. So let's see how that would have played out in terms of wax.
Conedog asks, are there any use cases for the NFTV token? At the moment, I don't know if there is, besides farming more of the NFTV token. The use case is currently you can mine it in Taco Swap if you pair it with other liquidity. But I know TD was saying eventually he'd like the token to be used to rent NFTs. So you could like they have TD and Sonica or Whales. They have like, $20,000 worth of gaming NFTs, and none of them really play wax games anymore. So trying to figure out a way where you can rent their NFT gaming items with NFTV. You can use them, and then you have to like give the items back after like the renting period. But I don't know how that's going to work or how close they are to implementing it. But that is one of the potential utilities I saw pitched for NFTV.
Yeah. So I don't think we would have been able to keep up with. So in the last 7 days, it did drop 60% from being worth about 17.5 wax to right now it's trading at around 7 wax. So that was part of what like we expected this week to look like. So why we didn't expose us right to it, and feeling kind of like that was not a bad idea. So we used that 5.5 wax or so, and we made 0.06 wax. So that's about 1% that we get back here, a little bit over 1% in 1 week. And I feel like cashing into wax is our goal here. So I'm going to do that for now, especially while the utility case for the NFTV token is still in flux. I think as long as it's just being used to liquidity mine, it's going to continue its current trajectory, I think. So for now, let's keep our position not exposed to that. The other thing we claimed was our Wombat token. So let's see how much we earned in Wombat. We got 86 Wombat. That turns into 3. Oh, nice. 3x. Let's do a swap here and turn that into wax. Bam. Okay, so now we got, let's see what else we have in this wallet right now. Some Shing and then a bunch of tokens I think that we claimed from the honey stake. That's why there's all these like small amounts, but I think they're all too small to bother trading at the moment. So we have 3.3 wax still. We had the last week, I think we had added to the salsa pool here, and I don't hate this kind of like getting paid NFTV token, but doing it without exposed to the NFTV token downside at the moment. It's down to 74% here, which I don't know if that's worth our while. Let's take a look if there's something a little bit more aggressive that we can mess with in the meal tab. So I'm going to tab back over to meal and take a look. I think I saw some like multi-thousand percent yield ones here earlier. Yeah, 2,500 right here.
Somebody's also tracking down. They found the guy that dumped the price of NFTV, and it's the same guy who the last token he bought into is CMW, and you can see the next token he bought into. So if you follow that wallet, you can literally see what's the next token that's going to dump, and he bought it into one of these super high APY ones. So one of these is about to dump in like a week because that guy consistently just buys in the second the API goes, and then he dumps like a couple days before it ends.
A good strategy, I'd say.
It's also interesting that you can find that data so you can try to like front run him or like know not to enter something after he's entered it because you know he's going to pull his liquidity in about 5 days.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. So then you jump in and then pull it in 3 days.
I do like though that just like all the blockchain's so open that like you don't need to know who that guy is to figure out that strategy and to copy it, and like you can just do that all yourself through your own research on chain.
That's true. That is really cool. Let's see. Okay, here's the NFTV pool. Still 700% APR and pretty deep here, 18,000 wax on the wax side alone. I still feel like with this high APR, no burn case at the moment that I'm aware of for the token, I feel like we're going to see a continuing sell pressure as people who are supplying the liquidity are trying to mitigate their own exposure to the high APR. So I'm still going to stay away because I feel like that game is most like is best played with huge swings, and we only have like 10 wax or something to do right now. Let's see what else we got going here. I'm looking for tokens that I kind of recognize either the property of or like the distribution model I'm familiar with that also have a decently high APR that we can maybe expose ourselves to for the coming week.
Wicked is also giving us some inside scoop that TD said he was going to extend the reward on NFTV. It's set to expire in a day, but he's going to re-up that. Which nice. I also, I can't guarantee anything, but I said this when we were first talking about NFTV is that it's backed by serious liquidity and like, I don't know. I don't think TD is just going to give rewards and then stop and like quit the token. Like, I think they're going to try, which doesn't mean you couldn't lose money on it and they couldn't like get pumped and dumped or whatever. But like, I do think as far as like projects go, NFT Gamer TV is sticking around and they're not like going to just rug pull all the utility and all the farming rewards.
That would surprise me too if they did. I think they are like genuine like people in the space too. So I don't think they're looking to like screw us over.
So maybe also if you're in their Discord, TD gives away like a couple hundred wax a day usually. Like he has a lot of wax that he gives away to people. So I feel like it would make sense that he would continue to like give wax rewards for NFT Gamer TV and stuff. Like he has the budget and the
600
disposable income, I guess.
% is pretty high. So I feel like we can try this pool here for this week and trust our insider information here in the chat that it's going to be extended. And let's see how we do. I'd be interested in just to do that to see how we do. So let's take since this is almost 700% APR, and what we're making right now is about 70%. So we can 10x our yield from the NFTV pool here. So let's try that. Let's try that for this week. So I'm going to withdraw the taco that we have staked to the salsa pool, where we were earning our NFTV token. This week we saw the price of NFTV come down about 60%, kind of aggressively, with there still being quite a few liquidity mining opportunities out there. I could see, the price not as aggressively selling off, and maybe I would expect it to keep selling off kind of aggressively, honestly, because it's still really high APR across all the pools. But let's see if the 700% is able to keep pace, and how we do for 1 week. We can do a little bit higher risk here with this portion of our position. So to get that taco back, I have to go back up to your account and rewards and withdraw it after unstaking it. There's like a 2-step unstake here. So I'll do that. And now that I have my taco back, I can go to swap. I have taco and I have some wax. So let me let's see, I want to swap this taco into wax as well. So it was about 5.5, I think. So we maybe have actually didn't break even over the week with the way that taco and the way that NFTV token had come down a little bit and what we earned. So I'm even more convicted here to try to do a more aggressive play. So we're going to do wax and NFTV token this week. We have 8.5 wax to do that with. So let's do that. NFTV. And so 8.5 we'll do half. It's going to be 4.25. So that gives us 0.6 NFTV token right now. And let's take a look how we do. So 8.5 is about what we started with. And now I'm going to come up to meal and find this pool. Let's see, it's loading for me. Okay, let's scroll down. There's the pool details. We got our inside scoop that this one day is going to be refilled, and like Lewis was saying, I don't think they're going to abandon this project either, so it's unlikely.
Why does it say nobody's provided liquidity though?
That's definitely not true. There we go. So yeah, it gave me a weird error saying I was going to set the price since I know the pool exists already with 18,000 wax there. I just clicked out of it and tried again, and now it's working. So we're going to add our liquidity to this pool, and once you add it to the pool, it's like automatically earning rewards. You don't have to like do additional staking at that point. So now if I come to the liquidity tab, we'll see that we have our Wombat wax and now also NFTV wax token liquidity. Most of our position in this is still here in the Wombat pool. And I'm still like, I don't know, I think Wombat is also like a major kind of like institution on wax effectively. I think they're, working on building some multi-chain like infrastructure, or at least multi-chain like application that lets you play all these games and use different blockchains all from like a little like wallet app on your phone. I'll use that wallet. I like it. So I'm still a fan of what I see them doing. Although I'm not like clicking the Wombat dungeon super often lately. I think we're actually in between seasons at the moment. But
no, I just joined a guild.
Yeah.
Shout out. What is the name of my guild? Yamster had a friggin' guild pass on auction.
Oh.
And that might actually be the first wax auction I've won. I won the let me see what the name is. The Clan 97 member. The name of our clan is the Wombears Unite. Let's go. I think that's from the that's from the Crispies server, the Nerds Unite thing mixed with Glummy Bears. So I think that's a combination of all that stuff. But yeah, I'm in a guild now. I think Freddy Funko is in my guild, the top player in the entire game. So if guilds ever do merit-based ranking or something, I'm in a pretty good one.
Hell yeah, dude. That's dope. But yeah, I think they're doing cool shit at Wombat, and they do also have deep liquidity across multiple blockchains. So I don't feel too bad holding their token. Even here, you can see it's 200,000 wax in this pool. That's
I was saying this the other day. I'm more bullish on Wombat than I am Wombat Dungeon. Like, I don't think Wombat Dungeon is going to be the product that changes the world that Wombat made, but I do think they're going to find other use cases for that token that are going to be better than that eventually. Like, I trust the team more than I trust that Wombat Dungeon's ever going to be like some phenomenal game. But we'll see. Maybe they'll never stop evolving Wombat, and like 5 years from now, you're gonna like literally be running around in a mine, like 3D mine, like playing a game.
Yeah,
it's like who knows? Maybe they just never stop turning it into something. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
And I've been using it as like a trickle faucet to earn more EOS, which is also like whatever. Every now and then I'll click it on my phone when I'm like remember and I'm bored. So it's a cool little thing. It keeps me coming back. So I don't know. I'm still.
It's asking how do you get the Wombat token, and originally there was an ICO offered. You could buy it directly from them. They were like, I think they just put liquidity into a DEX that you could buy it from or something like that. But now that has passed, you can get it. You can either just buy it on a swap. It's on multiple blockchains, or you can try to liquidity farm it. Like you can see right now, Max, by staking Wax and Wombat, he is earning Wombat every day. So you can get it through liquidity rewards, or you can just buy it. But there is no like. As far as I know, there's no just like play to earn Wombat. Wombat is not just printed.
That's my understanding too. And then if you don't want to buy it on Wax, you can buy it on, I think, Polygon Network. It's over at QuickSwap, and then on Ethereum mainnet, it's on Uniswap.
So Wombat's kind of like the taco of the Wombat ecosystem. Like, you don't earn taco for playing the game, but you need taco to play all the games, which is sort of like how Wombat is. Like, you don't earn Wombat from playing Wombat, but then if you stake Wombat, you can get a bunch of bonuses in the games that Wombat has. So I also think that's smart, if I'm being honest. Like, if you just printed taco passively, it would be a shitcoin like everything else on Wax. Same with Wombat. Like, you can't just mint tokens passively forever in games. Like, that's not a winning strategy to have a valuable token if you want not a just massive inflationary economy. It's the new season for VIP only. That I'm not sure about. Nifty NFT. I have not been following Wombat Dungeons super closely, but I don't think the new season is for VIP only. I think anybody can play.
I think it is introducing some new like mechanisms for like VIP and landowners and stuff, but I'm not sure exactly how that'll play out until it goes live, I guess.
I mean, we can look at that now. Are you done with this?
Yeah. I think
next thing we do is Wax NFT news, and if the new season starts this week, it'll be like this.
Let's jump into the Wax NFT news. That is definitely a Wax NFT thing. I'm interested in that too. I like the Wombat. Like I said, I still play my Wombat whenever I had, like, now that the season's off, not at the moment, but I'll still play because I'm trying to get my Wombucks so I can get myself some EOS, which is, I don't know, fun. I've gotten a few NFTs through it as well. Like, played some phone games that Wombat Dungeon was like recommending, and then you earn like Wombucks from like getting to milestones in those games. And I don't know, I made like 10, 12 bucks or something in a couple of months of doing it. So not like nothing to like write home about. But 12 bucks gets me like a Big Mac meal. Supersize that shit, baby.
All right. We'll learn more, maybe.
It's at least a Big Mac meal.
I agree with you, Inadequate. I don't know why I play Wombat. Feels like I'm going nowhere. I sort of feel that way too. That's why I'm saying, like, I'm more bullish on the Wombat token than I am Wombat Dungeon, because like in its current iteration, I just don't see how this is like a scalable game that anybody's going to want to play for a long period of time. But at the same time, I don't think even if this game ends up not being amazing, is going to kill the token, because like the team's going to do other stuff with the token.
$4 meals, yeah. The good old days. You can get a $6 maxi meal at Wendy's. So that's not so bad. Or a $5 box at Taco Bell. That one's pretty wild too.
I've got the Journey Pass, the Season Pass. That I know VIP gets. I know VIP gets like a free Season Pass.
Yeah, depending on how much Wombat token you have staked, you can get those for free every season as well. But it's quite a bit of Wombat. Like, let's see.
I don't see anything about VIP only being able to play. I'm also not sure when they're introducing, like, there's going to be disposable Wombats at some point.
Oh.
Which I'm not.
Oh, right.
I don't understand how that's going to work yet.
I heard something about that where it's like
let's see.
Yeah.
This is the new season, 10/19. No, that already ended. So it doesn't have like what's happening in the next season. Thought that would have been posted here. Do they have like a medium?
Huh.
Wombat.
I don't remember
Dungeon
seeing like
news, maybe. MSN.com. That's kind of crazy. I didn't know they got announced there.
Damn.
What's new in Wombat Dungeon? That's exactly what I'm looking for.
Yes.
Season 7 was that last season though?
Let me check.
$10K US gets you VIP level 7. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot, yeah. I was gonna say it's a lot of Wombat if you're trying to get into that.
So I don't see an article about what's happening in the new season.
That's what I thought. I looked
and
I didn't think I saw one. That's what I was like. I'm pretty sure they're gonna announce it when the season starts, like what the new stuff is.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have more information on that when the season starts, I guess. Nifty NFT tomorrow. But
yeah,
I don't see anything in the announcement saying there's anything crazy. like new paywall for non-VIP members. Let's see what else I want to look at. I want to look at Our Planet.
Let's look at the chain chant drops too.
Sure. I'm gonna pull up Our Planet first. Our Planet has a kind of like a social engagement thing going on right now.
Oh, nice. Yes, the like scavenger hunt thing, right? Or the hunt.
Yeah, I agree with you here, at least obviously. I stopped reading that Discord because they ping a lot about stuff that has nothing to do with Wombat Dungeon. Like the entire Wombat ecosystem's all in that one Discord. So like you get a shit ton of things about stuff happening on EOS with the app where it's just like, yeah, I don't do any of this stuff, so I don't care about it. So I'm sort of where you're at, where I just don't read their announcements anymore. But yeah, if you want to do this Our Planet thing, it's you can win. There's 100 starter boxes and 100 robot packs. So the robot packs allow you to pretty like early on pay to win, as far as like being able to rob other people. Like it takes days to be able to build an army. Like an army of like 1,000 robots takes probably like 5 or 6 days to build, and then you can get hundreds of robots. You can get a 500 robot pack and just pop that in on day one, and you're at a huge advantage if you're fighting other people.
You're only invulnerable for like 3 days when you first start in. So
I think they increased that to either 5 or 7 days, but
still,
either way, it's going to give you an advantage, because if you're building at the exact same rate as somebody else and popping an extra 500 robots, you're at a 500 robot advantage. So like any way you look at it, it's a huge advantage to have extra robots at the beginning of the game.
It's definitely a big advantage. It's a good one.
But this is an opportunity for you to try to win those through like not necessarily like social engagement. It's like a little bit of, let's see what it says. Details. You have to like look on Twitter for a green post with Captain Pig, read about the robots at the white paper, and then look on Twitter for a blue post with a Captain Pig. Yeah, there's just different things you're supposed to do. And I think some of these are supposed to be like riddles and stuff. Like I don't think they're supposed to necessarily be like, it's not just like repost this. It's like type in the word that's written in green on this tweet, and like it's like riddles and stuff. So I don't think it's going to be like right here. It says find a difference. The difference is the code.
Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. Actually, I'm into that.
So that's starting now. It ends in 2 days. It launches on the 27th, so this ends the day before it launches. Also, I believe we're running some sort of hybrid guild from Neon Space. This Our Planet run around in a closed beta. We were closed alpha. We were on low, and then we made Neon for the playground. And low is kind of like we're not sure what's happening with low, so we're just going to go ahead and not count them as being in our guild right now. And the homies that I brought to low from last time from leg are going to combine with us to create a neon leg guild. We're not sure what we're going to call it yet. We don't think we want to call it neon just because we pissed off a lot of people on the last server, and we don't want to just start with a starting attack. We basically like torpedoed. We basically just tried to fight every top player in the game. So like all of the sweatiest players from the last server are now upset with us. So we're going to make a new guild name just so people don't recognize our name. But yeah, if you're interested in joining, there's can be 50 people in a guild alliance. So we don't have close to 50 people yet. So we'd very much like to invite all of you to join us in playing Our Planet. And we were happy to teach you how to play. I've played on 2 servers now, so I know how to start bases and do all that stuff. And we got a pretty active Our Planet chat too. Like the Our Planet chat in our Discord, if you're not in it, was much, much more active than our general chat. Like hundreds of messages a day compared to like, maybe like 20 a day in our general chat. So got an active group of players. It was a lot of fun. We smashed the shit out of some people in Playground. The top 100 people win NFTs from the open alpha server, so you can win. That's sort of how you play to earn. There's no earning besides if you're top 100. So it's all or nothing top 100, but you do get like one of the first ever rare hero NFTs if you're able to qualify at the end of the server. So it's kind of cool. It could be worth something. It could not, but it's also just fun.
Right.
Like
I just want one.
Taking down another base in Our Planet is a very gratifying, like it's a very satisfying experience, more so than any other Wax game I've played. Like being able to coordinate with 5 people, wipe some dude's base while he's sleeping because he like figured out his sleep cycle, and then like he wakes up to just nothing is like, God, that feels badass when you're just like, hey, by the way, like last night you were rank 9 and you just woke up and you're rank like 120 because we just decimated most of your bases off the map. Like take a top player and just remove them from the game. It feels great. And it takes a lot of work too. Like it's not easy to do that. It takes a lot of coordination and weeks of playing to be able to take people out. So like when you do finally pull it off, it's very gratifying. And there's just no game with that long term of a strategy on Wax that I can play with other people. And like, I don't know. I'm not even into like Clash of Clans style games. I would never play them off the chain. But the fact that everybody in the game are people I recognize from the space and like the blue wizard's there. So if you want to say like, fuck this scammer and this guy that's like screwed over the communities, you can go kill him in our planet now. It's just like, yeah, I don't know. It's fun. I wish we had more of that on Wax. You can get your cyber beefs out on the battlefield. It's a lot better than us yelling at each other on Telegram.
Cyber beefs, baby.
But anyway, that's Quest. Let me post a link for this in the chat.
Yeah.
And we'll probably be working on this in our Discord if anybody was like looking for help on it. I haven't started yet, so I'm not 100% sure how it works, but it looks pretty straightforward. I also feel like one thing Weekend does well is like they don't really release like broken infrastructure stuff. Like when they release a new update, their shit works pretty good as far as like I assume this will work. Like you'll be able to log in and it'll automatically register and like
they've run out of
janky and stuff.
They had run out of RAM a few times back in the day when you were crafting. There'd be times when like you'd get errors because they on their end they're out of CPU or RAM or something. But
are you gonna buy
if you're super sweaty
pack? Do you want to open one?
Oh, I do, yeah. Let me switch over.
So there's a new Chain Champs drop that just happened.
Where's
the new Chain Champs drop that just happened yesterday? You can find that from going to chainchamps.com. And if you look on the right here, it says you join the drop mystery packs. You click on that. It opens a new link. There are large and small packs. The small packs have 2 NFTs for $2.5, or you can get 9 NFTs for $10. And all right, let me read about this. Introducing the Chain Champs mystery packs, created using the Chain Champs creator tools. Each small mystery pack contains 2 NFTs pulled at random from the Mystery Pack Series 1 pool. This pool is filled with NFTs from a variety of collections and includes some rare finds, low mints, last mints, backed wax, and other valuables, some of which are highlighted below. Additionally, each pack contains a bonus AI-generated gem. Big thanks to community for supporting us, and shout out to some of our friends who supplied some of the NFTs, which is Lude Momoko, Burst of Energy, and Beast Gardens. Additionally, AI chimps are not chain chimps. AI chimps offer the benefit of being burned or crafted into discounts on any future mystery pack drops. The rarity of the AI chimp will be directly related to how many chimps are required, but they will not generate you chimp tokens.
I see.
You can also see featured pack items here. They have a pool, so you can see like what's left. You can see here, oh, this has already been opened. So somebody pulled the mint 3 of the Monopoly Man penny bags. But this doesn't show you the entire pool. I thought it did show you the entire pool. I was corrected yesterday. And this only shows you highlighted like the good stuff in the pool. But another thing you can see is open packs down here. And you can see what's been pulled from the pool recently. So if you have that gambler's logic, like Burst of Energy and myself sometimes, and you're trying to see people pull a bunch of commons before you pull yours, you can go see what's being pulled in real time and then wait until someone has a real shit pull and then just try to pull after that. Looks like the last one was somebody just pulled a premium. That's a fucking good pull, dude. This pays for your pack for sure. If this is redeemable. I wonder if it is. No, never mind. This is not a redeemable. Psych. Still pays for your pack though, actually. If it's a 2-card pack and the pack was the pack was $250 and he just got something that sells for $5. That's sort of how these packs work too, is like you have to get lucky, but if you get lucky, you can pull something worth more than the pack inside of it. That's how all packs work. I don't know. I'm trying to explain that, but like a lot of these packs you can just open into a bunch of commons that are worth less than you paid for the pack, but Like there are some things like you can pull a friggin' Game of Thrones pack out of the pack for $2.50, and this is gonna be worth more than $2.50. So like there are certain items in there that are worth much more than the pack cost. But this is definitely a bit of a gambly pack. So if you like gambling, this is a fun pack to open.
Yeah, I also like that it opens for shit from all across the like network.
That's also why it's a gamble, because you could get a collection you're not even interested in, but that's also part of the fun. You can get a collection you are interested in, or you've never heard of that you become interested in. He said in the future he's going to try to make curated packs too, like art collectors mystery pack, where it's only like
That's
people
cool.
making collectibles on wax, so you can kind of like, or like here's an NFT gaming one, so you know what you're getting. And I think that's a good idea, because I like the idea of like,
I do too.
I mean, that'd be good for. I would donate stuff to that, because that would be
For
good for
sure.
Neon Space to get people who are interested in collecting stuff on wax to buy a pack to expand their audience, and then that's a way to advertise not to the play to earn audience, which is our problem. Is we don't want to attract people who are only interested in ROI and not collecting, and it's hard to find people who are just interested in collecting. So maybe I'll talk to Jaspos about that. I think that'd be great.
That
Do
would be
you want to
cool.
share your screen, Max, or are you gonna open a pack?
Yeah, I'm sending myself some wax from my.
I guess I'll buy a small pack and see what happens. Buy a small pack.
Yeah, I'll buy a big one. Let's see if they have the same.
Honestly,
opening
don't
figures.
like most of the NFTs in these packs. So if there's stuff I really wanted in there, the Ludi I think is probably like the thing I'd want the most. The Ludi pack in there is pretty sick.
Yeah,
I guess I'd
that's
take a
good one.
Funko pack too, but I don't know why like launching Anchor on this computer breaks it for me. I might not be able to buy this pack. I'm getting the spinning circle of doom. What's going on, Anchor?
Let's see.
Okay, maybe I can't. I was gonna buy a pack, but my computer's friggin' like exploding right now, so that might not work.
All right, I'll show my screen. I bought a pack.
I don't understand what's going on. Like, it will not load the Anchor wallet application, so I can't sign any transactions.
Huh. Weird. Let's see. Now that I have my pack, go to packs. Open packs. Oh, yeah, there it is. All right, you see this? Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I'm sharing it.
All right, let's see. Here we
Also,
go.
like the opening, you flip one card at a time, which I think is kind of like a satisfying. Like, it feels more like opening a pack than any other pack opening experience.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh my gosh, I can't even close this because it's like ring of deathing around my task manager. This is quite the fucking broken Anchor wallet I have. I am running like 9 instances of it too. I should probably just close all these. The pack opening is also on. So like those are all the things that you got, and then you flip it to see what you got.
Oh, okay.
But see how like it shows you got a Hot Wheels, but you don't know what rarity Hot Wheels you got. So then it flips it and it shows you what rarity. And I think that's really cool. So it shows you all the different collections you got, and then each one reveals. Click to reveal each one individually, or you can click show all. But I like revealing them individually.
That's my chain chimp.
Common
guy from this. Let's see a pop. Common.
Pop. So far, not a lot of great stuff. Base, not great.
Nope, not ideal.
Might be a dud of a pack.
See what we got here? Ooh, a
base.
Base.
I do like that set though. That's the. No, that one's pretty cool.
The uncommon heifer from Rocco's Modern Life, right?
I think so.
Let's see, retro comics. We got a common Max.
Max token head.
Oh, okay, no. Bob Ross. Common. He's not. What does he color himself in? Okay, he does, but in black and white still. Oh, we got another one of these. Let's see. Base.
He also, Least Comic Standing says check the mints, because part of these packs are like, even when the comments come, sometimes they're either first or last mint.
Oh, I see. Let's see. There's my mint one of the Brawlers thing.
Those look like pretty just traditional mints.
High mints. Mint 120.
I feel like that was
Let's see.
a pretty dead
No,
of a
that was
pack, to be honest.
yeah. Could have done
Pretty
better.
much all commons.
Damn.
That's the RNG. And that's why people are saying these
That's
packs
the
are
RNG,
either
baby.
really hit or really miss. To pop the
Yeah,
stock
that's.
is saying.
It is fun though to like pull out all the different things and then have like the different card backs. So you're like, oh, let's see what Hot Wheel I got. Let's see what like pop I got from this pop collection. That's pretty dope.
Let me see if I can get Anchor to work so I can buy a pack.
Let's see. I'll try to buy like a small pack here.
I feel like I'm going to need to restart my computer before Anchor will launch, unfortunately.
Let's see, 250. Let's see. Where does it tell you like the sell? Oh, here it goes. Okay, yeah, it's sold like quite a few of these ones. Let's see how about the other one. A little bit less than half. So they're like half on the other one so far.
Bought 2 packs, got 18 wax and NFTs back. That's a miss right there.
Oh yeah, let's see. I think mine were probably less, around 18 wax or something like that too. But it's like 140 wax for the pack. Not bad though. It's fun still. I like the opening experience quite a bit. And I like seeing that like let's see. You can see my rips here. Oh, it still shows me what's left. The Boiga. Oh, and a standard pack.
Those Turtles packs were worth a shit ton.
Oh shit! I
It's
have
like
one
the
of these.
first ever drop on
Yeah, I
Funko
have
on
one.
wax.
I have a small and a big one. Let's see down here. Open packs. Oh yeah, that's cool. I like that it shows you. One commons. Let's see, where's mine?
God, fucking Anchor is so fucked on this computer. I can't even open it. Well, turns out I can't do any transactions on this computer because the wallet that signs transactions will not load.
Oh, this is my pack right here. So 2 people opened after me. Oh, I like his little. Damn, my guy's like a CG render compared to that, isn't he? My guy has
No,
like
these are all AI generated.
Oh,
And they will be used. You can blend them for discounts. So, like the next time he does a mystery pack, he's going to make it so the AI chimps can be blended into a discount on the price of the pack drop.
I see. Interesting.
So, if you like pulling these packs and you want to buy into the next one, like it'll make it cheaper. Which is kind of cool if you're supporting.
Yeah,
like,
I
Chain
probably
Champs
keep
as a
buying
marketplace.
like.
They're going to like give you incentives to keep supporting.
Yeah. Okay, and then he's 75 minutes of this one. I see.
I think it might be mint on demand though.
Oh, whoops.
I think the way this drop works, the slots is there are 2 slots in the small pack for pulling, and then a 1 slot for a mint on demand between all of his different AI generated ones. Because you get, I think it's the same thing. You get 9 NFTs and then 1 slot for the mint on demand. Chimp for the large pack, maybe. I could be wrong about that though.
Oh, I see.
But I think they're mint on demand, so I don't think 75 is gonna be the total number unless luck.
Yeah.
It's easier for me to see that on Atomic Hub though. I don't know how that looks on Chain Champs as far as like max mint versus.
Yeah, let's see. Where's my Atomic Hub tab? Yeah, I have too many tabs open right now. Mark would love it hearing me admit it. Mark's
Gotta
been
keep
busy
those
today, huh?
tabs clean. And Mark's been busy with this restaurant. We miss Mark. We're still waiting for him to get the restaurant cam up so we can watch him work.
Right, just poking on Mark.
Definitely
What do I have
not
to verify again?
interfere with other people's privacy.
Let's see.
Holy shit! It finally loaded. My transaction.
Oh, nice. Let's see if I find my. Here's my wallet. Let's see how the chain chimps look.
Monosuerte said they are mint on demand, which makes sense to me.
Okay. Oh, I got 75 of 75. That's why it says there's 75 total.
That also probably tells you how many. Actually, not exactly. I was gonna say, like, the AI chimps sort of will tell you how many packs sold because they get minted on demand as the back sell. But obviously, there's different.
Yeah.
Like, there's different templates, so you can't just look at one template and be like 75 packs sold.
Oh yeah, so there you go. There's a few.
Look at the templates though. I want to see what, because there's rarer ones. Like I think you pulled a common, but there's some other ones.
Yeah, let's see.
Like that one only has 6 compared to 75. That's got to be legendary.
Legendary, yeah.
I think my favorite one is the space scientist. I like that guy. He's got almost like an evil laugh. Yeah.
Yeah, this one's cool.
I like the
love of him.
Like the lighting in that one is nice compared to the other ones for me.
This one's cool too. Is this a common? No, uncommon.
That one looks crazy.
All right. He's like
is that on his back, or does he just have 2 torsos? Oh, he says 2 torsos.
He's like, yeah. He does have 2 torsos. That's pretty great.
Reminds me of that friggin' guy from Mortal Kombat that has 6 arms.
That's what I was thinking too.
Mortal Kombat. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, chimps.
That song still slaps. Goro. Yeah, that's. But does he have 2 dicks?
Yeah.
I don't know if he has 2 dicks. We'll have to ask Jaspaz what the the lore is behind this guy.
This one's cool too. For the common ones. Let's see.
I also like that he's giving him utility, because he's even saying that he's like, I don't want AI artwork to replace the profile picture. So the fact that these are meant to be burned for discounts is kind of cool. That it's like, okay, yeah, these are like, kind of temporary assets, or you can collect them. But I'm not the biggest fan of buying AI artwork personally if it's just for the artwork.
Yeah,
but the fact that he's adding utility within the marketplace makes it then like, okay, well, this is a utility NFT. This isn't just an artwork NFT.
You can get one for 30 cents though. That's not terrible. Scoop some of these bad boys if you wanted to like collect them, I guess. No, that's fun.
Let's see, do we have anything else?
Did you get your thing to open or no?
Oh, I could do that. Yeah, I didn't buy it. I just haven't. Let's see. Buy one. I'll buy a small pack. I mainly want the AI chimp, to be honest. Or if I got another chimp in the pack, I'd be happy. But
yeah, the chimps I like a lot too. I think I have one of the top wallets holding
the floor also came down because you can pull chimps out of this. God damn it! Of course, it's Delphi Media not found. What does that mean?
I have no idea.
But yeah, since you can buy chimps, essentially, you could pay $2.5 and pull a chimp, and chimps normally cost what, $20 or $30. The floor is coming down because people are just buying these packs to try to gamble and flip the chimp for profit. So if you're looking to buy a chain chimp, now is not a bad time. As far as like, I don't know if I can't guarantee the price won't continue to come down. I don't control the market, but it's lower than it has been because there's an opportunity to kind of like arbitrage the price right now through pack openings. So if you're looking to enter the chain chimp economy, it's not a bad time to buy the chimp. All right, let's see.
Right, I thought so.
Success. Drop purchased.
I'd be pretty stoked if I pulled the chimp. Right? I just like, I went up to the pack. Yeah, there it is.
What's the double? I'm not sure what you're asking, Dre, about the double.
Double dicks on the fucking.
Ooh, is this MLB? I got.
Oh,
this is like cogs.
Oh, okay.
Eureka. I don't know if that's any good.
Uncommon, it says.
I also just fucked up
I
my
don't really
pack
know
opening. I don't see
Pogs.
what else is in there now. That's something I'm going to tell Jaspos. If I click on that NFT, it should open a new tab, so it doesn't like now I can't do the rest of the pack opening because it just went away. Because I clicked on the NFT that I opened.
Yeah, that definitely should bring it up in a new tab.
And I got a common. So my pack also looks like kind of a dud. This is worth 2 wax. This is worth 3 wax.
And you can see your chimp.
I like that.
Oh, nice.
Uncommon, so I went on this.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one too. The chain chimp.
The pool doesn't have Wax Arena NFTs. That pool is for anybody who created a drop on Chain Champs, and he was using those to test the pools, but they're not actually in the pool. Just FYI. You cannot pull the Wax Arena NFTs from the pool. They are in the pool, but they're not being looked at from the pack opening from the pool, if that makes sense. Which I don't know how that works, but
yeah, they're not gonna...
that was brought up multiple times. Yeah, he just does the test because he basically wanted a worthless NFT to test the system for test packs.
Yeah.
It's cool though.
That's funny.
I don't mind supporting Chain Champs. Chain Champs is a good ass fucking marketplace, and they don't really have enough ways for them to make money, so buying packs from them, even if I lose a little bit on the pack, I'm glad the money's going to a good place, which is someone building tools on Wax that I use.
Yeah, that was a cool fucking pack opening experience where you like flip one card at a time. I enjoyed that. That's definitely...
Here's my clan member thing that I got.
What if I can open my Neon Space packs like that?
You can't, I don't think. He's added other packs to it yet.
That's really cool.
See here, I auctioned this. I bid, somebody outbid me, and I was like, fuck that guy, I'm taking it.
Nice.
I need to send this to my cloud wallet so I can actually join the clan. You can't do it on an Anchor wallet.
Oh, that's lame.
You can't play Wombat on an Anchor wallet, is what I'm saying.
Oh, I guess I play from my like Wombat wallet, just from my phone app, which is pretty.
I like
cool.
this too. You can see the back of the card, so you know the collection, but not what card it is. Like,
yes, I like that.
That's a really nice touch, and the fact that that hasn't been figured out on any other marketplaces is kind of crazy. So that's why I like Jaspos, because he builds these tools from a collector's perspective. Like he enjoys. He's the one who went and hunted down all these MLB, all these Funko. Like he went and he's been hunting those on the market to create these packs. So it's like a pack made by a collector for collectors, and the tools are made by a collector. So like it's very like collector forward rather than like marketplace forward, like making tools as a dev that like doesn't collect shit in the space, which I feel like is what Atomic Hub does. Like I don't feel like those guys collect NFTs. Maybe they do. Maybe Joda has a wallet and he's playing all these games, but I sort of get like the vibe that those guys are more interested in like the tech side of it and less interested in like the collector side of it.
Yeah. It's definitely nice. Like it definitely comes through in like the experience on Chain Champs. Like that flipping of the cards was way fun. And I like also that he has like a open multiple packs at once like tool. That's cool as hell.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then this is the next week's Funko drop.
Yeah, we kind of went over this earlier already, but next week we got the DC Teen Titans Go and Funko collab drop on January 31st, so the last day of this month at 11 o'clock a.m. Pacific time. Same price as always, $10 for 5 or $30 for 15.
What's the mint cap on these packs?
21,000 of each of the packs. So that's 21,000 times.
Okay, that's a pretty sizable drop.
Yeah, it's not one of the biggest ones, but it's bigger than the last one for sure.
Yeah, I think Teen Titans is a pretty big property. I mean, I watched the Teen Titans, like the TV show on Cartoon Network for a long time.
Honestly, I think the bigger mint ones do better for collectors.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on, are you trying to make money flipping them, or are you trying to collect what you want? Because it's worse for collectors if the prices are high, because then it's harder to complete the royalty set, and that's what they want. So it's actually worse for collectors when the prices are way high. And people say the reason the last one did so well, the like Marty and Croft or whatever that one was called, is because the pack count was so low, like 12,000 packs, that bots got almost all of the packs. Then all of the aftermarket was collectors buying from bots, and the bots just held the line. They're like, instead of undercutting each other, let's only sell packs for more expensive than we paid for them. And the reason it did such better volume than the previous ones is not because it's a more popular property. It's because the collectors didn't get the fucking packs, and they were forced to be gouged on the aftermarket. So like, yeah,
That's
I don't know.
not great.
The mindset of like, oh, I want my shit to sell out immediately and be flippable. That's not a collector's mindset. That is a flipper's mindset. So depending on what your goal is, if you want to actually collect a set, it's better if there's a higher mint count because then they're cheaper. And if you're trying to buy a bunch of shit, you spend less money. So, depending on your perspective, the like
that's true.
bigger pack drops are actually better if they're going to be abused by
like
bots and stuff. Then it might not
is
hold value as
Teen
well. But again, like if you're not selling it, who cares if it holds value?
Yeah. Is Teen Titans Go different from Teen Titans? Because I feel like the show I watched was just called Teen Titans.
So. Why would they put Go in front
And
of it?
I've seen like Teen Titans. There's like Teen Titans Go to the Movies was like a movie I saw, which I was like, is I don't
Teen
know.
Titans Go is a TV show that
it's
started in
like-
2013.
Okay, yeah, no. Then maybe it's different from what I know. I just know the regular Teen Titans.
Where's the
Yeah, it didn't have that Go next to it.
There's Robin, Raven, Starfire, Cyborg, and Beast Boy.
Okay, that's still the same as the Teen Titans I knew from the regular Teen Titans show. But they were actual teens. What, they're not teens in Teen Titans Go? Is that what you're saying, Random King? Teen Titans Go is more like Saturday morning cartoons. Oh, so it's like Teen Titans Babies, like in the 90s where they always made like everyone had like a babies version, like Muppet Babies and anything else but babies. Looney Tune Babies. Like there's a whole baby.
I think the robot's my favorite of the redeemables. Like if I was gonna get one of these, I think I'd go for the robot.
I feel like the Beast Boy Freddy Funko is pretty dope.
I'm not into this one. I really like pink and green as a color combination.
Okay. That definitely looks like Beast Boy though.
That's like Slade. Those are the only two ones that I really want. I think if I was gonna redeem them, the only ones that actually like create counter space for is the robot or Slade.
Yeah,
I like this robot though.
The Titan robot. That was pretty cool. Teen Titans it was a little dark. That's what I thought too. So this is more like cutesy. Like I think I have seen like I've seen like press for it. I haven't like watched any of the Teen Titans Go stuff.
There's a pretty good amount of redeemables.
Good things about the movie. Yeah, the Beast Boy I really like though. I always like when they do a themed Freddy Funko too. That's a fun like.
Oh, that's cool. You can see the cards too. I know they had that.
Oh damn.
That's kind of cool. The robot, you get all of them because they go inside of
like
them.
The whole assembly sequence.
Oh, so he's like the robot's sort of like Power Rangers where they all like power up into a big mech.
Yeah. Looks like it.
I've never seen the TV show. So
I don't remember them using the robot in the TV show I watched.
Aqualad?
I don't remember Aqualad at all. I feel like
he's also not even listed on the like the Wikipedia page. He was not listed as a character. Bumblebee?
Yeah. Bumblebee also not familiar with. She seems like a B character at best. Get it? B character?
I like this NFT though. It looks pretty good. She's flying around the honeycomb.
Yeah, the NFT.
I also like black and yellow is a nice color scheme.
Yeah, it is. B's got it down.
Robin, I don't really like the way this Robin looks.
He's training.
As far as I know, Red Robin is a bird. And it has good hamburgers. I don't know what this
Red Robin. Yum. That's the Red Robin I know.
Slade's pretty cool though.
Okay, I mean that was.
Does he just have nothing on? Like he has no eye on the blue side of his mask or the black one?
I guess so. I think
I'm not familiar with this character, but it looks like he only has one eye.
I thought he had like a little red like bullseye thing on his right side, but I guess not.
He's just dancing. This is such a silly NFT. I like it though. That makes me like his NFT better. He's just like, I'm gonna groove a bit and then give you a thumbs up.
Nice.
Is Beast Boy known for dancing? Maybe that way.
Beast Boy is a pretty like silly guy. So yeah, that fits his character, at least from the show that I remember watching.
We can maybe do this on a different day. We re-upload these shows. We re-upload to Spotify, so we very, very much cannot play any copyrighted material on our re-uploaded ones.
I also Teen Titans Go has like catchier songs than Teen Titans. I remember the song for Teen Titans was pretty fun. It was like, when there's trouble, you know who to call. Teen Titans.
If you remind me, I can check them out on Friday though. Friday is now our stream day where we don't re-upload it. We do our marble races, we do our giveaways, shoot the shit. Friday's the real off the rails day. It's funny that off the rails became like an official segment, so off the rails is no longer like that's now a scheduled day, and then the real off the rails is the day where we have nothing scheduled on Friday. I think that's going to conclude our stream though. Yeah. I guess speaking of, if you haven't seen, we're uploading all these episodes to Spotify, Apple. Let me see all the different. There's like a billion different friggin' services we upload to. One sec. Let me read them to you.
Sleepify this stuff.
We upload to Amazon Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Castbox, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Stitcher. So this podcast is available on all of those, but they come out a week after. I'm uploading them a week after we actually broadcast. So if you're here, you should continue to watch on Twitch. But I guess if you miss one and you're not going to watch the video, maybe consider supporting us on one of those platforms just so we have above 0 listeners on our audio only podcast. I think our last episode got 1 listen, which was me testing to make sure if it worked. But,
nice.
We're building something. We'll have a backlog if people find us later and they're like, hey, we want more content. They can. I don't know who's going to want to listen to market analysis on a market that passed by months, but who knows? Maybe that'll be popular. You search, you don't see us. That's weird. We should be on there. It's called the Neon Space Podcast. It's not Neon Space NFT. I'd have to find. I don't have the link already, or Spotify link, but actually I do. I have the Anchor link. Let's just go to that. Let's go to Twitter. How do I see my profile?
Oh man, I wish I knew. Fucking Twitter's a mystery to me. I think you're on your profile. Shit's a fucking God. I just suck at social media.
So this is our Neon Space Podcast page, and if you click listen on Spotify, Neon Space Podcast under podcast. I don't know how you find this, to be honest, but it's there. If you go to anchor.fm/neonspace, it has the link to every single version of our podcast. It's just kind of like our podcast hub. Let me type that.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Anchor.fm/neonspace.
Damn, I was hoping to pull something epic from my pack. Oh well.
Yeah, this has been fun. I'm learning how RSS feeds work. If you've never done a podcast before, you publish it via an RSS feed. And what's happening here is Anchor is hosting our RSS feed. And then I had to make separate accounts for all Apple, Amazon. All of these are separate accounts. And then you paste your RSS feed into that account. So now when I upload through Anchor, when the RSS feed publishes a new audio, it is automatically being looked at from all of these different curation sites because they're all looking at the same RSS feed. So you basically make one RSS feed and then everywhere just looks at that one feed. So now if I just publish it once, it's auto posting on like 9 different sites, which is pretty cool. And Anchor does it for you, but you could also just do this on your own, like a WordPress. You don't need to have a third party. Oh, Token Gamer's rating us. Thank you for the raid, Token Gamer. We were actually just wrapping up. We're saying that we're now uploading these as podcasts. So if you like listening to us and not watching us and want to do it a week so after the fact, check out our podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
Trying to revisit this a week from now.
Just for funsies, we'll do a last minute. We'll do a grubfish giveaway. Why not? And then we'll call it a stream just because we had a raid for the raiders.
We're also getting a nice sell off right now in Ethereum. Looks like we are gonna drop from here. Maybe not hold. Let's see what happens this week. It's going to be volatile.
And this will go for so we'll use this as a way to plug. If you're listening to this only and you somehow made it this far into the podcast and you're in the future, this is a live show. We broadcast it on Twitch and YouTube. So if you'd like to participate in the giveaways and the chat and the live part of it, you're going to want to follow us on a video watching platform like YouTube or Twitch, because it's not very entertaining, I assume, to listen to giveaways after the fact when you're not entered into them. So we've been trying to do less giveaways on our re-uploaded streams just for like the sake of the content. But this will be a good way to remind people, if they are just listening, that, yeah, check us out on Twitch and YouTube and check us out live. Ask us questions, make fun of us, enter our giveaways, play games with us. It's a good time.
Don't make fun of me. I don't have thick skin.
Well, I'll make fun of Max for you, and then
Marcy will defend me. Marcy, come here, defend my honor. Oh, she's coming. See?
Yeah, exclamation point play if you want to join this giveaway. This will be for what will this be for?
Defend my honor, Marcy.
Let's do for the Grubfish pack. We've got Neon Space Grubfish collab packs. They're not from the Grubfish brand, but
oh yeah, Marcy.
We got Crittercraft collab packs. Whoever wins this will get a 1-card pack. 4 different rarities from our collection. We make digital collectibles. We're artists. We make neon signs. We've been on Wax for about 2 years now. Streamers, artists, overall blockchain and crypto enthusiasts. Really just nerds.
Yeah.
If you want to boil it down to a single word, you can call me a nerd. I'm fine with that.
Kind of nerdy, play video games, get into crypto, DeFi stuff. Yeah, that's pretty nerdy. Marcy, it's true. She's here. She's like, it's true.
We also do game streams. Y'all are probably just watching Super Dope over at Token Gamer, but we play Overwatch 2 with Super Dope and Sea of Thieves and stuff.
Oh yeah, he's good. We should fucking get another.
That's your audio cue for Exclamation Play and joining this giveaway. Last call. It says 51 people are watching and only 17 have entered. What are y'all doing? You don't like free NFTs? Smash that exclamation play until your keyboard breaks.
Ooh, I could go for a little stone moment here. Let's see.
I'm gonna do that after this. I got my my first audio gig in a while. I'm doing an interview tomorrow. I'm doing sound for an interview. I'm not being interviewed. I'm not conducting the interview. I am making sure the microphones record the interview that somebody else is conducting. But been my first on-set audio gig in a while, so I'm a little excited, a little nervous, just because I haven't done it in so long. My gear has been all over the place. Like, I'm trying to get my kit set up. It's been a very long time since I've had it all in one place. But that'll be fun. Also, money is nice. Like, pay rent. It's supposed to be like a Linus Tech Tip style channel. So it's going to be like a guy standing in front of a computer just explaining how he edits stuff through editing software. So it's pretty easy for me. I'm not as worried about the execution. It's more, there's a lot of different equipment I need to be able to do my job. And since I haven't done that in probably a year or maybe a year and a half, half of my rig is over at my friend's studio. I'm missing a microphone. I'm missing an adapter to put my boom pole into a C-stand. I'm just missing a ton of shit that normally is all in the same spot. And I'm hunting it down right now.
Nice. Have you done that?
Thank you for the follow, Sir Stanley. Let's get this launched. Let's do it.
Have you done a practice setup yet for the audio stuff? Just to.
I mean, I put the batteries and everything last night and turned everything on just to make sure everything was still kind of working. But tonight I'll actually plug in the XLRs just to make sure the input and all the cables are not broken. But we have power working on everything. All the SD cards are still working. I just need to verify my cables are working.
Yeah,
let's do it. Turn on some tunes.
Oh, a gold trail. Let's go. Someone's fucking got the rare gold. Oh, well, that didn't even help at all.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, everybody. It was a fun stream today. Our next one will be on Thursday. And that will be We're kind of toying with doing a like who is the nicest list as our tier list. And just doing like a bunch of really popular celebrities that everybody loves and trying to pick the one that everybody loves the most. Had like The Rock and Jack Black and like just real lovable celebrities on there. I kind of liked that idea. Mark
Right.
posted that. So we might do that.
Bob Ross is on there too. He's pretty likable.
Yeah, on Thursdays we do like tier lists and we do arguments and voting around food usually, but sometimes we open up to like movies and other stuff or games. So we'll be doing that on Thursday. That's our Neon Space podcast. That one is also re-uploaded afterwards. And then Friday we have our just kind of like off the rail streaming day where we do more giveaways like this. We'll maybe play Fall Guys with the community, or we'll play like Jackbox games. You can do trivia or Drawful. But Friday will be our community fun day. Baggy Hodler, congrats.
Wow, dude. Maneuvered your way out of there. That's great.
But we appreciate everybody stopping by and watching. We know there's literally thousands of other channels you can be watching going live on Twitch at the same time. So the fact that you're willing to spend your time with us, I appreciate it.
So does Marcy. She's sitting right here like, That's why she comes up, tries to be on camera. Girl, you little attention seeker.
Is there anything else? Yeah, I guess since some people rated in after, if anybody's trying to play Our Planet, we are making an Our Planet Alliance. Open Alpha starts on Friday. So
you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
If you're interested in joining our Planet Alliance or playing Our Planet with us or just learning how it works, feel free to hit us up in Discord. I'm PolishDog90 or Lewis. I have both titles in my name on Discord, but I'm happy to walk anybody through how to play Our Planet. And also, like, it's just fun. Like, I'm excited to start the next server. It's gonna be pretty sweaty, I think, since there's NFT prizes on the line.
I think starting, like, showing off how you start building your base from scratch.
I'm gonna do that
when
on Friday. It works perfect.
Yeah.
Fridays are off the rail stream, and it's the first day that you can start building. So I will start building my base from scratch on stream on Friday. But
I'll probably build along with you.
Really, everyone's gonna want to start on like. You're at a huge disadvantage if you start 2 to 3 days after the server starts. Like, you really want to start on day one because people will outpace building you. And then even though you have a shield where people can't attack you for like the first week, if somebody started 3 days earlier than you, when you're 7 days in, they're at 10 days building and they have 3 more days of units than you. So it's like very hard to outpace someone that started before you. So starting on time is very important for Our Planet. Yeah. And the way the servers work is if you're eliminated, you can't come back to that server. So it's like a what do they call it? Hardcore mode on Diablo. If you die, your character is done. You don't come back. So, and then they launch new servers. So like the way you come back is you just start on the next server and you try to improve your strategy. But like,
I've died twice
on the servers. You want to start on day one and then find an alliance and build together so you can protect each other and also help each other attack, which is what we're doing. And we're happy to include new players. So feel free to hit us up in Discord.
You don't get to choose where you spawn. So the last server I spawned like next to some guy who just like savagely farmed me and then murdered me when my carcass was just like,
we'll do Sir Stan, we'll do our newbie guide on Friday. Hopefully you're available. It'll be a few hours before right now on Friday, so later this week. That'll also be a video on demand. So if for whatever reason you are not able to catch us live on Friday, the video on demand will be up on Twitch for like 2 weeks. So on Friday, I will go over the beginner Our Planet strategy, but it's a pretty dense game. Like, it's going to take me like 30 or 40 minutes to tell you the strategy. And I'm trying to sign off right now, so don't want to be a dick, but I will do that later this week.
It is a dense game.
And definitely come if you have questions. I'm happy to field any questions on Friday about Our Planet or on our Discord. Feel free to hit me up. Like, I'm just not going to be online, but I will still be on my computer for the rest of the day. But thanks for watching, everybody. And we are going to raid into, who are we going to raid into? I don't know who's streaming right now. Taco, of course. They're playing a Cryptia. I think the new Cryptia season just started. And
I think so too,
I also think that it's free to play, so like anybody can hop in now. You just have to be like a VIP or something. Here's our Discord. And I am Polish Dog or Lewis. You can also see me. Max and I both have purple next to our name on the Discord. We're Neon Artists, so you can find us pretty easily. Yeah, we'll catch you later. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. That's
Have fun watching Taco. Say hi to T. Davis and probably, I assume, who else? Plax is probably there. Plax is usually.
Nice.
And also,
Well,
shout out to NFT Gamer TV and their tokens. Pretty cool that they're launching. So much love to those guys. Much love to y'all.
Yeah, we moved some of our liquidity into that one today. See how that goes next week.
But peace out, everybody. We'll see you guys on Thursday.
See you. Marcy, little girl. Scratching my belly.
All right, did the raid.
Oh, yeah.
Raid successfully.
Marcy, you stop it.
Did we not raid? What the fuck?
Oh. Marcy, is that what she's trying to say? She's like, you didn't raid right. Hey, come on.
I think we're double rating them. Okay, there we go. That was weird.
Random king. See ya.
All right, now I'm going to end the